The guided pray without season, and the misguided are oblivious of the benefits they derive from the guided. You're welcome to another episode. And today we're going to verse 88 of chapter 7, Surah Al-A'raf of the Holy Quran. It starts, قال الملأ الذين استكبروا من قومه لنهري لنهري لنهرجنك يا شعيب. The leaders, al-mala'u, the arrogant, al-mala'u, allazina istakbaru, the leaders, the arrogant, allazina istakbaru, min qawmihi, party among his people, said, qawmihi, kala, let me take it again, kala al-mala'u, allazina istakbaru, min qawmihi. The leaders, the arrogant party among his people said, لَنُخْرِجَنَّكَ يَا شُعَيْبُ وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا مَعَكَ. Oh God, ignorance is no good. The leaders said, O Shuaib, we shall certainly drive thee out of our city, dash, brackets, thee, and those who believe with thee. So they are not driving only Shuaib out of the city, but they are also driving those who followed him of the city, out of the city. وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا مَعَكَ, those who believe with you, min kuriyatina, from our city. What word is this here? Drive thee out of, yes, min kuriyatina, from our city. أو لتعودون في ملتنا أو لتعودون في ملتنا, our religion. ملتنا, our religion. Or else ye shall have to return to our religion. لتعودون في ملتنا, or you return, or thou and they, no, or else ye, into brackets, thou and they, in other words, Shuaib and the followers, shall have to return to our religion. لَتَعُدُونَ فِي مِلْيَتِنَا. Kala, أَوَلَّوْ كُنَّا كَرِهِينَ. أَوَلَّوْ كُنَّا كَرِهِينَ. He said, what? Even though we do detest them, that's Shuaib talking now. After the leaders, Mala'u, talked, Shuaib is now talking. Kala, he said, Kala, أو لو كنا كارهين. Shuaib said, what? Shuaib said, what? Low, what? Even though we do detest them, even though we do detest them, the commentary is coming to tell us what the then means. Their ways. Even if we detest your ways. Okay. Let's see the commentary. 58. 58. The gentle, all persuasive, all persuasive arguments of Shuaib fell on hard hearts. Fell on hard hearts. Their only reply was, turn him out, dash him and the people, he and his followers. Eh? When courtesy and a plea for toleration are pitted against bigotry, comma, what room is there for logic? There's no more room for logic. But bigotry and unrighteousness, but bigotry and unrighteousness have their own crooked ways of pretending to be tolerant. Oh, yes, they said, we are very tolerant and long suffering, but we are for our country and religion. Full stop. Come back to the ways of our fathers, to the ways of our fathers, and we shall graciously forgive you. Yes. So what Shuaib is trying to draw them to God, they are trying to draw him away out of God. eh? And if he accepts to follow them, then they would rather forgive him. They don't know what's coming to them or what's coming for them. We will forgive you. Ways of their fathers, into inverted commas, ways of their fathers, dash. They meant injustice and oppression. Yes, these are the ways of their fathers. And this is what the last surah meant. Them. Where is it? Uh-huh. What, even though we do detest them, that detest the ways of their fathers, they meant injustice and oppression. High high-handedness to the poor and the weak, fraud under cover of religion, that's the Madian people, cheating and fraudulent people under cover of religion, and so on. It's still happening today, viewers. You agree with me? Hmm? Perhaps the righteous were the poor and the weak. It's not perhaps, commentator. I believe the righteous, okay, there are weak people who are not righteous, but most of them are righteous. Perhaps the righteous were the poor and the weak. Full stop. Were they likely to love such ways? Perhaps there was implied a bribe as well as a threat. If you come back to wink at our iniquities, you shall have scraps of prosperity thrown at you. If not, out you go in disgrace with your followers. Yes, with your followers. Okay, let's go to 89. Kat iftarayna ala Allahi kazaban. Kat iftarayna ala Allahi kazaban. We shall indeed forge a lie against God. Kat iftarayna ala Allahi kazaban. In udna fi millatikum. In udna fi millatikum. If you return to your religion, if you return to fi millatikum, Bagda is najayna Allah minha. If we return to your religion after Allah hath rescued us therefrom. Najayna rescued us. Najayna minha therefrom. وما يكون لنا أن نعبد فيها إلا أن يشاء الله ربنا. After who has rescued us, nor could we by any manner of means return thereto unless it be in the will of God. unless it be in the will of God. Hmm? Uh, illa an yasha'a Allahu Rabbana, in the will of God, our Lord. In the will of God, our Lord. Wasi'a Rabbana, wasi'a Rabbana kulla shay'in ilman. Wasi'a Rabbana kulla shay'in ilman. Wasi'a Rabbana kulla shay'in ilman. Uh, our Lord, compre- our Lord comprehends all things in His knowledge. Our Lord comprehends all things in His knowledge. Wasi'a Rabbana kulla shay'an ilman. Our Lord comprehends all things in His knowledge. Ilman. Ala Allahi tawakkalna. Ala Allahi tawakkalna. Rabbana iftah bainana wa baina qaumina bil haqq. Let me take it in two parts. Ala Allah tawakkalna. Our Lord, in God is our trust. In God is our trust. Ala Allah tawakkalna. In God is our trust. Rabbana iftah bainana wa baina qaumina bil haqq. Then he adds, our Lord, decide you between us and our people in truth. Iftah, decide, bainana or baina qaumina, between us and between our people, bil haqq, with truth, in truth. Wa anta, wa anta khairun fatihin. Wa anta khairun fatihin. Add in truth, for thou art the best to decide. Wa anta khairun fatihin. And thou art the best to decide. Let's see the commentary. I think this is the commentary. We go to 59. Yes, 59, we shall indeed forge. Yeah, this is commentary for 89 first. We've done the commentary for 88. We are going to commentary for 89. And it says, 1059. It says, the answer of the righteous is threefold. The answer of the righteous is threefold. Coming back is all very well. Coming back is all very well. But do you mean that we should practice the vices we detest? Do you say we should practice the vices we detest? This is what is meant by them in the previous, at the end of the verse, at the end of verse 88. Do you think we should practice the vices we detest? Then two, you want us to lie against our conscience and our Lord. You want us to lie against our conscience and our Lord after we have seen the evil of your ways. Then three, neither bribes nor threats nor specious appeals, neither bribes nor threats, nor specious appeals. Specious here is spelled Specious, nor specious appeals to patriotism or ancestral religion can move us. No, they are not movable. They will not be deterred. The matter, the matter rests with God, full stop, whose will and pleasure we obey, and on whom alone we rely. This is a commentary about Shuaib and his people and his followers. His knowledge will his knowledge will search out His knowledge will search out all your specious pretenders. Sorry, will search out all your specious pretenses. His knowledge will search out all your specious pretenses. Now we go to 89, the commentary for 89. I think they are in two parts, 60 and 61. Yes, and it is commentary for 89. This, of course, does not mean that anyone can ever return to evil. This of course does not mean that anyone can ever return to evil ways with God's consent. Shuaib has already emphatically repudiated the idea of returning to your ways after God had rescued us therefrom. Bagda Anna J. Nahu Mingha, Bagda Anna J. Nahu Mingha. After God has rescued us therefrom. But even if their ways had been good, the human will, he goes on to say, has no data. Some say that has no data to rely upon, and he and his followers would only be guided by God's will and plan. 61. Okay. Still commentary to 89. Having answered the insincere quibblers among the godless, the righteous turn to God in earnest prayer. The endless controversies in the world about abstract or speculative things never end, even where both sides are sincere in their beliefs. The decision must be taken to God, full stop, who sits on the throne of truth, whose decisions will, therefore, be free from the errors and imperfections of all human judgment. Yes, no human judgment is precisely perfect because they don't know everything. God knows more than them. The sincere have nothing to fear in the appeal to Him, God, as their motives are pure. So the motives of the sincere are pure. We go to verse 90. وقال الملأ الذين كفروا من قومه. The leaders and the unbelievers among his people said, among Shuaib's people said, لئن اتبعتهم وإن اتبعتم شعيبا إنكم إذا لخاسرين إنهم إذا لخاسرون. They said, if you follow Shuaib, if you follow Shuaib, be sure then ye are ruined. If you follow Shuaib, be sure then ye are ruined. Let's go to the commentary. So they're saying the opposite thing to Shuaib and his people. But they rather will be in ruin if they don't follow his Shuaib. Okay, let's see the commentary. The answer of the unbelievers is characteristics, as all their bribes and subtleties have failed. They resort to threats. which are worse than the argument of the sick, than the argument of the stick. Full stop. All right, in inverted commas, they say, there is nothing but ruin before you. They were rather threatening Shuaib and his people. There is nothing but ruin, Ruin, before you. That means that the believers will be persecuted, held up to obloquy, held up to obloquy, comma, ostracized, and prevented from access to all means of honorable livelihood, colon. Their families and dependents will be insulted, reviled, and tortured if they could but be got into the enemy's power, their homes destroyed, and their names held up held up to ridicule and contempt, even when they are gone. But as verse 92 says, their wicked designs required on themselves. It was the wicked who were ruined and blotted out. They never knew that that was going to be the case. Hmm? Okay, let's go to 91. فأخذتهم الرجفة فأصبحوا في دارهم جاثمين. فأخذتهم الرجفة فأصبحوا في دارهم جاثمين. But the earthquake took them unawares, and they lay prostrate in their homes before the morning. That's before morning, before daybreak. 63. 63, what does it say? 63. The fate of the Madian people is described in the same terms as that of the Talmud in verse 78 above. An earthquake seized them by night. So earthquake took the Madian people as well as the Talmud people. The earthquake took them by night, and they were buried in their own homes, no longer to vex Allah's earth, no longer to vex God's earth. But a supplementary detail is mentioned in 26, in chapter 26, 189, in inverted commas, the punishment of a day of overshadowing gloom, inverted commas close, which may be understood to mean a shower of ashes and cinders, Cinders, a shower of ashes and cinders accompanying a volcanic eruption. Thus, a day of terror drove them into their homes, and the earthquake finished them. The lament of Shuaib in verse 93 is almost the same as that of Saleh in verse 79. Viewers can go back and look at them. In verse 79, with two differences. One, Shuaib's message attacked the many sins of his people. Shuaib's message attacked the many sins of his message. See note 1055, 1055, and are therefore expressed in the plural, while Salih's fight was chiefly against selfish arrogance, and his message is expressed in the singular. Then two, the Talmud were the more cultured, people of the two, and perished in their own pride. As Salih said, we love not good counselors. As Salih said, We love not good counselors, into inverted commas close. The Midianites were a rougher people. The Midianites were a rougher people, and their minds were less receptive of argument or faith, colon, or is it semicolon, semicolon. As Shuaib said, they were a people who refused to believe. They were a people who refused to believe.